Hello. Today I got a really interesting question about Trim Healthy Mama friendly meal plans. So I've been publishing meal plans for Trim Healthy Mama on my website, thewellplannedkitchen.com, for many years. It used to be called workingathomeschool.com. And when I changed the name, I continued publishing free meal plans. My website name is included in the Trim Healthy Mama plan book as a meal planning resource. For Trim Healthy Mama. So everything that I publish is Trim Healthy Mama friendly. I was so thankful to THM for publishing my website name in their book. But all meal plans are created differently, essentially, right? A meal plan can feed a few or it can feed many. And in my 6-week boot camps, the registration is open right now. A lot of people are asking, how do the meal plans work? So first, I have to say, in boot camp, it's a lot more about systems and strategies and getting you to stay on plan, get on plan, stay on plan, even if you're too busy or too tired, don't have any energy. That's what boot camp's about. But as a bonus, I offer free weekly meal plans as part of boot camp. They do feed families of six about, and I get questions about how do I adapt that? Or if I find a meal plan on your website or on another website or on the Trim Healthy Mama website, what if my family's smaller? What if I'm just cooking for me? Or what if I'm cooking for a big crowd? So here's how you can typically navigate that. If you get a meal plan that has, like, let's say typically they feed six, sometimes they feed four. If you are cooking just for yourself or just for you and one other person, the best way that I've found to do that is to take the meal plan and you'll make every other meal. So if let's say there's 7 dinners that week and you're cooking just for you or you and one other person, you would make every other meal and cut it in half. So the idea would be that you would take a recipe that feeds six. So you'd cook that on Monday night. You'd cut the recipe in half. So you have 3 servings, eat 1 for dinner that night, save leftovers for the next day, and freeze the 3rd portion. By the end of a month or so, you have a bunch of individually portioned dinners just for you. Save so much time in the future, and you get your leftovers with lunch. Now, if you're listening to this, please listen to the end because I also have a caveat for you with Trim Healthy Mama that has to be kept in mind. If you're feeding more than what the meal plan calls for, you would want to increase your protein. If it's an e-meal, you'd want to increase your carbs, and you'd always want to increase your veggies. So let's say the meal plan feeds 4 and you need 6 servings. I go ahead and either double the entire recipe or just add more meat and protein or add more veggies on the side. Choose whichever will work best for you. So one example might be we made a taco soup the other night that fed 4. I just doubled it, had enough for everybody, no problem. Even better though, if I'm making a big pot of soup, I love to freeze soup. So I will triple a recipe often and save some of it. So if you aren't in the habit of doubling or tripling recipes to freeze extra portions, I really recommend getting into that. It can save a lot of time in the future. But if you're feeding a bigger family, a lot of times just doubling the recipe doesn't really seem to work, and I'm not exactly sure why. It might be because in my case, some of my teenagers eat a lot, some not as much. I have little ones that will surprise me and eat a whole bunch of food sometimes. It just depends. So instead of just doubling a recipe, although I do it sometimes, I will take, like, if a recipe calls for 6 chicken breasts, I might put 8 in there. Or if I'm needing something extra, if I will go ahead and make this 6 serving, but I feel like it's not going to be enough, I'll just always make sure I have vegetables available on the side. Those are the kinds of things to pay attention to. But typically, if you aren't doubling or tripling a recipe, increasing protein and increasing vegetables are going to be the way to go for serving a bigger family. Here's the caveat. No matter what you do, if you are cutting out any recipes from a meal plan, you, first of all, so this is something I'm aware of on as a certified THM lifestyle coach. Any meal plan you get from my website should have about 6 or 7 e-meals per week. Sometimes if you're picking and choosing from a list, you'll end up with fewer than that. Or if you are cutting out some recipes from a meal plan or even swapping in recipes that work better for your family in a meal plan, you may end up with too few e-meals in 1 week. I don't want that to happen to you. So that's why when you get a meal plan, if you are swapping out a recipe or if you are making less of a recipe because you're cooking for 1 to 3 people or something along those lines, you want to make sure that you are getting enough ease in. So let's say I'm cooking just for me and I'm cooking every other recipe on the meal plan, or baking or whatever the case may be. If I am still just staying on plan, that's excellent, but I really need those E's in there. So if I swap something out, I'll swap back in another E. Or if I'm having a lot of leftovers, I might cross off an S meal later in the week to make sure I'm getting enough E's in. In boot camp, something that I encounter all the time, and I'm not exaggerating, all the time, is that we either have been on plan for a while and we forget the E's, forget to have as many as we need, or we start off not having as many as we should. Those E meals are absolutely critical to the plan. And when I'm working with someone who has stubborn weight, a lot of times we'll work on how many E's are you getting? Are you getting enough of them? So if you're eating on plan, but not really getting the results you want, I do recommend checking your number of E's. But if you do swap anything out on a meal plan, or if you're struggling at all and making any changes, just count for the week. Make sure you're getting enough E meals or snacks in there. Now, if you have like 5 meals and you want to bump it up just a little bit, an easy way to do that is a piece of fruit and some tea with collagen, or a piece of fruit and some deli meat for a snack. That's an E. It totally counts. Now, the fruit needs to be an E fruit like apples, oranges, something like that, but it still totally counts. So just be aware, make sure you're getting enough of those E's in there if you do swap out any meals or cook fewer of them, like I suggested at the beginning of this video, if you're cooking for 1 to 3. So I hope that helps. That's how you can pretty easily adapt a meal plan. Just reduce the number of meals you make, or if you're cooking for a crowd, add more protein and veggies. And also, just a quick note, I did not really advertise this boot camp, and it is filling up so fast. This is the one with over a $400 value, because you get the $99 stay on plan through the holidays course for free. You get a meal planning class. You get several classes included for free, along with the 6-week boot camp with individual coaching. And you will also get a one-on-one call with me if you sign up today or tomorrow at thewellplannedkitchen.com/THM bootcamp. So if you want that free bonus phone call, it's a mini coaching call. It's very helpful to figure out your goals and get a little bit of individual help along with boot camp. You can sign up today or tomorrow. And I hope that's helpful, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon.